Let's pack for an international trip. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today is going to be a little different as I'm going to be showing you what I made for an international trip that was coming up. So I'm going to be walking through the different items I made, the clothes that I brought, and then I will be talking a little bit about some of the gluten-free snacks that I brought since I am gluten-free. First though, we'll talk about my iPad case. So I actually made this for a trip a while ago, and then I constantly use it when I travel, just all the time around the house. It has batting in it, and it's kind of like two different pieces of fabric that I sewed together to make this like one loop. And then as you can see, everything is nice and secure for the iPad and the Apple Pencil. Now the second item that I brought was this little travel bag, and there is a full video up online on how to make this now, and I'll talk about that little clip in a second. I absolutely love this. So I got this travel neck pillow off Amazon, and it did not come with a cover, and I was worried about having it go through the airport and having it near my face. So I made this little bag using some knit fabric. It's a drawstring, so it's super easy to just take and go when I need. It just kind of cinches up, and then the bag and the neck cover are all secure, and I don't have to worry about them being dirty. Then I also had this extra little piece of like vinyl cording in a way, and I just added some plastic snaps. And what this does is I put it through the drawstring, and then I can attach this to then a backpack, to my suitcase, and it made it so easy that I didn't then have to worry about carrying the neck pillow, but I had it all sort of in like one thing. So if it was on my backpack, the neck pillow was now attached to my bag, and I didn't have to worry about carrying it around. Now the last thing that I made, and there's going to be a full in-depth video describing this whole process, was I made this little wristlet so that I could hold my passports as well as my credit cards and just everything in one. I used this amazing cat fabric. It had the little credit card slots, it had kind of a little coin side, it had something for your ID, and then you could put cash here, you could also put your passports, and then I did add one extra little side pocket here that you could kind of store different receipts in. And then I had this little keychain. It worked so well. I used the leather so that it was nice and secure, and I didn't have to worry about it, the fabric really coming undone. I added some decorative stitching on the side. I love this. It took so long, and it was actually my first time ever using kind of a faux leather, but this was so fun, and it really was a great way for me to bring something that really meant a lot to me on the trip, since I love that fabric. But these were the 3 items that I had made specifically for travel to make sure it was easier, that I've made over time. I'm so glad that I brought all of this, including that little connector that was so helpful. Now though, I'll show you the 2 pieces of clothing that I brought that I had made. One were these pants. So I found these incredibly comfy to wear during the day, as I could dress them up or dress them down as needed. I'm so happy by these still. And then the second that I brought was the skirt. So the skirt is probably one of my favorite spring skirts. I ended up not wearing it, but I'm so glad I had it as an option. As you know, it turned out really nicely. It does have a pocket, so if I ever need to store things, I could just easily have put it there, but it fit in my suitcase really well. Now the next portion of this video is not going to be sewing or DIY related. It's going to be all about gluten-free snacks, so in case you're gluten-free, what to bring with you on a trip in case you're curious. I first brought these quackers, so they are gluten-free crackers. I thought they were going to be, when I first had them a while ago, like goldfish, but they have a completely different taste and texture. They're so yummy. They have like this really nice cheddar cheese flavor, and I find them to be a really great afternoon snack in case you just need a little something. So they're gluten-free, corn-free, soy-free, and sugar-free. There's no artificial flavors or colors. I think that they turn out really well. The best part is that it's actually in a resealable bag, so which makes it even better for travel. So you can just take some, then you just seal it up and don't have to worry about bringing something else with you. Now, for me, I had to worry about, like what was I going to be doing for lunch or dinner. So I did bring 2 different types of granola bars just in case there wasn't something easily available. The first was this drizzled milk chocolate chunk. These were delicious, and I absolutely loved them. They were really fun for like a little morning pick me up with a little chocolate, but they also worked for like the afternoon. And then the second type I brought was this like oats and honey version. I was not as big of a fan of these just because it was like chewy, it said with a crunch. The crunch just felt at times like they had almost gone bad, like they were too crunchy, and I don't know if they were supposed to be like that or not, but I definitely recommend having 2 different types of granola bars if you're in a similar situation. That way you don't get tired of just having to eat the same one over and over. Then for more of a dessert sweet treat, I had these animal crackers, so these are 100% gluten-free as well. I believe this is a Canadian brand. I've had both the vanilla and the chocolate, and I have loved both of them. When I'm at my house, something that I like to do is I like to dip them in icing as well, which just makes it really, really yummy. But these turned out as such a great little thing to have at the evening. They have lots of different shapes, and they're really fun, but I really like the texture of them. The one downfall is that they are not in a resealable bag, so you do have to bring something to keep them in so they don't fall out or get stale. Next, I did have my little chocolate candy bars from Char. I love these like little gluten-free Kit Kat versions. I think that they are so yummy and that they do taste really good. Kit Kats are one of my favorite candies, so when I had to go gluten-free, it was sad that I couldn't find them, but these really work out well. Plus, I was able to bring one pack of them in my backpack and then another I could keep in my suitcase so that I could bring them through security. Now, I do not drink coffee or tea, and so in the mornings I normally drink some juice, and it can be hard to find juice in a hotel. You just never know if it's going to be there or not. So I brought this little water additive that was Hawaiian Punch. It looked really silly, but it worked out really well for me. I've brought these on trips before, and it just kind of provides something that isn't just a water flavor. I thought that this one was actually really yummy. My one thing, if you are thinking about bringing one of these, is be sure to store it in a plastic bag or some sort of container just in case it leaks out at all. So I had all of these. I also brought like some little cereals and some little things of milk with me. That way I could have something for in the morning for breakfast. Now for the plane, I did fly on United. They had, you could select a gluten-free option, which I was really thankful for. I can be a picky eater, but it was nice to know that whatever meal they were going to provide me on the flight was gluten-free and I could, play around with it. I really like this little breakfast fruit and rice cake, as I could then bring the rice cake with me. Now for my trip, all of my items worked out so well, and I was so happy that I had everything with me, including the snacks. I ended up going to Germany, and it was really pretty to see. I loved when we were going through some of the mountains with like the windy roads that you could kind of overlook and get these really nice views. I know this video was different than what I normally do, but if you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me if you want to see more of these. Thanks for watching.